I've been journaling every single day for 4 months. If you want to know yourself better, enhance your life, and keep all of this consistent, then this video is for you. The first thing that it has helped me with was to identify patterns. I have a lot of different views in my journal. There's the calendar view, there's a habit tracker, there's the daily pages. Doing all of that gives you a visual sense of what you're doing, when you feel a certain mood, what place you feel certain things, or situations that make you react a certain way. For example, I have a habit tracker and I can see for these days I lapsed on working out, maybe I should do it more. Or that, okay, I've been completing learning Japanese very consistently. Why is that? I've also been practicing programming problems consistently. Why? Well, the similarity between these two is that those things are very quantifiable. And since I know how to get that check mark in my head, it encourages me to do it because I know when it's done. Whereas some other things like working out, yes, I could say I went to the gym, but you can kind of slack on your routine. And that way, you can feel like you didn't really accomplish what you set out to do. So for me, I felt like that taught me I like concrete goals. I like quantifying them, and that helps me be successful. And as I'm writing things down every single day, you get to write them over and over and over again. And it leaves an imprint in your mind that you felt this certain thing and that this is happening again, and you can sort of connect the dots. Whereas if I didn't write it down, I kind of felt like life was passing me by. I wasn't really acknowledging what was happening within the moment. And it would be harder for me to establish that connection. It might take something to happen 5 or 6 times, whereas if I wrote it down, then maybe after the third time of writing it down, oh, it all clicks in my head. So that way, by identifying the patterns in my life, I got to know myself so much better than when I didn't journal. I mean, within these 4 months of daily journaling, I feel like I learned more about myself than maybe 2 years combined. And that really leads you to have a constant state of reflection. And I like to use a smaller journal. I have the hobonichi techo A6 size. With this tiny size, you only get so much real estate on each page. So every day, only the most important, top of mind, essential things make it onto the page. So given that I'm collecting all these highlights, all these data points about what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, where was I, what patterns are emerging, and it feels like, oh my gosh, how could I not have realized this before? And they're always like really helpful thoughts about how I can regulate my emotions in the future, or how I should handle a specific problem, or what kind of situations might make me be in a bad mood. One example is if I had a really bad day already. There was a day when I thought I want to turn it around by going to a nice place, get some food, socialize with friends, but I didn't expect that it would actually make my day worse. I was more easy to, be upset. I was more sensitive. And after the fact, after writing it down, I realized, okay, in the future, if I'm having a bad day already, I should probably just go home and do nothing. Just do what I'm supposed to, like all the plans as usual. I should not try and turn it around. If it got to that point, then there's no way to rescue it. It was a wake-up call for me that sometimes I need to learn to cut my losses, and not every single day has to be perfect. You form an action plan in your head of what not to do next time. And the whole point, everyone knows this, the whole point of making mistakes is not to repeat them. There's a huge shift in my life when I know how to identify these points and make the behavior shifts, because only when that happens will your life really change. You can change your thoughts, and I think that will help to an extent, but the real magic happens when you shift your behavior as well. And I think it has strengthened my heart to be a more strong person, more strong-willed, and help me achieve my goals and not be so afraid of doing certain things, whether because I have self-doubt or because there are people that might judge me. documenting it really negated all the fears I've had because I'm a really big overthinker. And if I just keep on chugging along in my journal and doing the things I want to do, but I am a little bit afraid of, I realize eventually, oh, I'm fine, no one's judging me, and actually I am improving because I get to look back. Nothing is ever as bad as how I thought they would be, and really, a lot of the times, I'm my own worst enemy up in my headspace. In the past, I tried to do this daily journaling thing, but the reason I failed was because I did pure text. Like every single day, write a block of text, and maybe the journal wasn't so cute. I realized the aesthetics were really, really important to me, and I had to be systematic about it in order to sustain writing a page every single day, because it does sound like a lot of commitment. So the first thing I did was I got a smaller journal because I used to use like the huge ones you can use for school and take notes. No, that was not gonna cut it. I needed that satisfaction of flip, 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 complete a page, flip, move on to the next one. So A6 is a great size if you want to start because it's kind of as small as you can get without sacrificing the space you need to paste pictures or to do stickers and decorate stuff. It's small, but just not too small. In the past, I did not do any pictures, so it's really hard to fill up the space. So imagine you have a page like this, and every single line you're trying to fill with text. Like, who's gonna read that? No one's gonna read that, not even me. And honestly, even through journaling in notebooks like this, I don't really read the text. Like, I might minimally write a couple sentences because not every single day has to be like a self-actualization, like self-realization, like epiphany moment. No, and most of the days I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel a little tired, or this thing I ate was so yummy. They're all very surface level most of the time.